This is an ender pearl, an item that allows the user to teleport to wherever it was thrown. By itself, it's a good item, but used properly, it becomes one of the most overpowered items in the game, being able to teleport the user thousands of blocks away, and even better, teleporting you wherever you want with precision, which is what we're going to be doing today. I was looking at YouTube this morning, as you do, and I came across this video by iPlayGames where he showed off one of the coolest machines I've seen. Essentially, you build a network of these machines and you can teleport to any other machine in the network, no matter where you are in the world. It's pretty much adding /TP to survival Minecraft. It's so cool. We're gonna have to collect quite a few resources if we want to build a couple of these that we can teleport between. So we can go into our materials list. We have all of these materials, but this is just for one of them. So we go into the corner to the multiplier and switch this thing to 3. Then we'll have all the materials we need for 3 different modules. This white concrete is just the building block. So I think I'm just gonna use stone because I have quite a bit out here from when I dug out this. So it's definitely the easiest option. That is all of the stone done. It was probably the easiest item on the list to collect, even though we needed the most of it. So now we'll get to work on the rest of the list. Now we need 405 observers, which is 6 stacks of observers, as it says right there. You thought that I was good at math. No, I am just good at reading. If we need 6 stacks of observers, that means we need 36 stacks of cobblestone, 12 stacks of redstone, and 6 stacks of quartz. None of those are too hard to get. I already have quite a bit of redstone, and quartz can be easily mined in the nether. And with haste 2, I can mine cobblestone pretty quick. Okay, these can go in here. Then some redstone and white stained glass. And a lot more other stuff, but I don't really need to say every single item in this list, do I? And these 3 shulkers contain all of the resources to build 3 of these teleportation stations. Ooh, that rhymes. Anyways, I'm gonna build one in my base, one at spawn, and one at a secret location that I'll reveal at the end of the video. It'll be important in the next video, so if you want to see that, don't forget to subscribe. I want to build the first teleportation terminal in my base, but they have a pretty big footprint, so I'm gonna have to mine out a pretty decent sized room if I want to build it. I think right here is the perfect spot. Okay, I dug out this room, but I forgot that it needs to be chunk aligned, and it's right in the middle of 2 chunks. So I'm gonna find all the chunk borders, and I'll figure out what chunk I should build this in. The room looks a little bit goofy, but it's fully chunk aligned, so we can finally get to work and start building it. I think I'll place all the stone bricks with easy place because they don't really matter, but then all the redstone components I think I'll do by hand because then there's less chance of error. Or maybe there's more chance of error because I'm the one placing them. I don't really know. And this is the first lectern down, which means now we need a book and quill to put on it. So we'll go grab a normal book, feathers, and ink sacs. And while I'm doing that, I'll explain why you need a book and quill. If you have a 15-page long book in a lectern, every page you flip gives off a different redstone pulse. And since you can have up to 15 terminals in a network, depending on what page the book is on, the machine knows what other terminal to send you to. Also, again, I did not make this machine. I am not smart enough to make something like this. This was made by iPlayGames, so go subscribe to him. His channel's linked in the description. Now we can get back to working on the machine. Since this is pretty much a stasis chamber, we're adding the water, and if you know anything about redstone, water and redstone don't really mix. So we'll hope this goes all good. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'll figure that out, I guess. I drained all the water and then finished up the rest of the machine, so I can now load my ender pearls into it. Before I load my ender pearls, look at this thing. This is the completed thing. Each one of these slots can have one player's pearls in it, so you can have up to 8 people have pearls stored in this. So if you built this on a server or something, you could have up to 8 people teleporting wherever they want to at any time. But since this is just a single player world, I'll just use terminal 1 because that's probably the easiest. Now that that's done and loaded, we can start working on the terminal at spawn. And once that's done, we can finally test them. I've gotten to the dispensers now, which need to be filled with a certain amount of unstackable items, in this case 4. I don't know if it's because of the redstone pulse it creates or just the timing, but I always have to check a creative world to see what's in the barrels and dispensers before I add them. I know you have to do this with things like an orbital strike cannon, so it must be very important. Also, there's some at the bottom that I forgot to fill, so I'll get to filling those. I've added a couple more layers, so this thing is fully complete. Now I'll just debug it and then we can test it. I only did a very light debug, so it was no surprise that when I tested it, I could get from spawn to my base, but then when I tried it the other way, I could not get teleported back to spawn. So I did a more thorough debug, and I realized that these composters actually need to be filled because they give off a redstone pulse just like the lectern, and while I was flying in and out of the machine, I accidentally clicked one of these repeaters, which was messing up the dispensers. And after that, I could consistently teleport between my base and spawn with no issues, which means it's the perfect time to start working on the third one. This is where we're going to build the last module. You may be wondering though, why is this place important? Well, let me tell you, this will be important in the future. Wait for my next video and you'll know why this is the spot I chose. At this point, you've already seen me build these machines twice, so I'll go through this one pretty quickly. So I finished it, realized I forgot to chunk align it, took the entire thing back down, and then I had to rebuild it properly chunk aligned. Hello there, sir. What are you trading? Oh, you're trading blue ice, I see. You didn't see anything. That is the last one done and properly chunk aligned. Building one of these is not that bad, but building 2 back to back when it was because of a dumb mistake, that's kind of annoying. Anyways, I just have to double check and make sure I built this thing right, which is exactly what I did for the next 45 minutes. I could not figure out what was wrong with it. The schematic verifier said nothing was wrong, and I checked every container so many times. Or so I thought. Because I built this twice, the first time I filled the dispensers at the bottom while building it, and I remembered that. But I was thinking I did this for this one, so I just never checked the bottom dispensers, and once I finally did, this was my reaction. I didn't ever fill these. Nope. I did in the first one. Now I feel so stupid. I did in the first time I built it when it wasn't aligned with the chunk. I properly did that. And then the second time I built it when it wasn't properly aligned with the chunk, I forgot to fill them. That's actually really annoying. And with that, all 3 terminals were online. And let's just say, using them was way faster than using an elytra. Perfect. That's insane. That's insane. This is... The chords of this spot are 2,500, 3,000. I teleported that far in 3 seconds. 3 seconds. With nether travel, this to spawn takes like a couple minutes. With nether travel. So it's safe to say I was pretty excited with my new machine. I then teleported back and forth between machines for like 15 minutes before deciding to decorate them. Yeah, I'm not a builder, so it didn't look very good. But I wouldn't get blown up by a creeper while using it, so it's a win, whatever. Just in case you're wondering, here's a full uncut teleportation. And with that, I would say this is a success. I gave myself the ability to teleport anywhere I want. And every new point of interest I add to my world, I'll probably be building one of these, because they're so useful. If you've enjoyed the video, consider subscribing. And definitely go subscribe to iPlayGames. This video wouldn't exist without him. See you in the next one.